This section is going to be 1.2. I can simplify fractions. Sorry, simplify complex fractions and unit rates. So we're doing unit rates again, but this time with complex fractions. So a complex fraction is really just dividing fractions. And remember that when we divide fractions, the rule was you do keep, change, flip. Some of you might have learned it was keep, switch, flip, but they mean the same thing. So, for example, this is a complex fraction. For example, A, it's going to be like 2 over 2/3. So it's a fraction within a fraction, where the denominator in this case is a fraction. And remember, this fraction line really means divide. So this really just means 2 divided by 2/3. And then again, you guys know how to divide fractions. I'll put this one over a 1 to turn it into a fraction. And then I'll use my rule for dividing fractions, which is keep, change, flip. So it'll be 2 over 1. I'll change that to multiplication, flip the second fraction, and I get 6 over 2, which then I can simplify because I can divide the top and bottom by 2. And I get 3 over 1, or just 3. Let's do another example. Let's do 2/3 over 7. So this time the fraction's in the numerator, so this big fraction line means divide. So I'm going to do 2/3 divided by 7. To turn 7 into a fraction, I put it over 1. And then to divide fractions, I do keep, change, flip. And then 2 times 1 is 2, 3 times 7 is 21, and that can't be simplified, so I'm finished. I'm going to do one more example. Let's do example C. Let's do 2/5 over 1/10. So this really means 2/5 divided by 1/10. And then, sorry, I'm trying to find another color. I don't think I have any. I'll do keep, change, flip. And now that it's a multiplication problem, I can cross cancel. So 5 goes in here 1 time and in here 2 times. 2 times 2 is 4. 1 times 1 is 1. So that one is just 4. The next part is writing percents as complex fractions in simplest form. So I'm going to put writing percents as complex fractions in simplest form. So, and then example A for this one will be 33 1/3%. So percents, if you remember, really mean out of 100. So I'm going to turn this into a fraction by doing 33 1/3 over 100. And now I'm going to do what I did above. I know that this really means 33 1/3 divided by 100. I need to turn this one into a fraction. And I need to make this mixed number improper. So 33 times 3 is 99, plus 1 is 100. So this becomes 100 over 3. That's this as a improper fraction, divided by 100 over 1. And then I know that when I divide fractions, I have to do keep, change, flip. So I'm going to do 100 over 3 times 1 over 100. And then I would cross cancel. 100 goes in here 1 time and in here 1 time. So I have 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 3 is 3. So 33 1/3% is equal to 1/3 as a simplified fraction. For my next one, I'm going to do example B. I'm going to do 42.5%. We're going to write it as a complex fraction in simplest form. So this really means 42.5 divided by 100. So now I need to turn this into a division problem, so it's 42.5 divided by 100. I'll turn this into a fraction. I need to make this mixed number improper. So I'm going to do 42 times 2 is 84 plus 1 is 85. So I have 85 over 2 divided by 100 over 1. And then I'll do keep change flip. So I have 85 over 2 times 1 over 100. And then I'll cross cancel because 5 will go into 85 and 100 evenly. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 85 divided by 5 is 17. 17 times 1 is 17. 2 times 20 is 40. And that's completely simplified. And then we just have one more thing to talk about, and that's unit rates using complex fractions. So this last example is going to be Josiah can jog 1 1/3 miles in 1/4 of an hour. Find his speed in miles per hour. If you remember from class last time, this part really here is really important, this miles per hour, because that tells me I'm going to be doing miles divided by hours. So I'm going to set that up right away. I'm going to do miles over hours. Then I'll fill in what I know. I know he went 1 1/3 miles in 1/4 of an hour. We're trying to find the unit rate, so I need to have a 1 on the bottom. So to get a 1 there, I'm going to divide the top and bottom by 1/4. Okay, 1/4 divided by 1/4 is 1, so I know 1 hour will be on the bottom here, but now I need to do 1 1/3 divided by 1/4, which is what we've just been practicing. So I'll need to make this one improper. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4, so I have 4/3 divided by 1/4. I'll have to do keep, change, flip, so I have 16 over 3. So I have 16 over 3 miles in 1 hour, or this one probably makes more sense to use as a mixed number. 3 goes into 16 5 times, because 5 times 3 is 15, with 1 left over. So 5 1/3 miles in 1 hour.